guys, I'm Layla. Today we're in Raid Shadow Legends, and check it out. So Raid dropped this trailer, global event teaser. There's a lot of fire. Oh, and somebody falls off the castle too. Oh boy. Chaos awaits. Now, what's exciting about that is I know what's going on. And so we have this brand new mythical champion who's being added into the game. Her name is Kurosa the Covetous. As you see, she's a mythical Demonspawn. So here's her base form, and then here is her, I always call it Super Saiyan, you know, it's their alternate mythic form. She looks pretty darn amazing, huh? So she is going to be the brand new mythic champion that is added in. And why are we adding it in? Because here we go, is we have this event dungeon that is coming. So it says event dungeon is back, and this time a brand new mythical champion is going to be featured as the boss. So this Kurosa is going to be a dungeon boss. And for the first time, it's going to be giving raiders a chance to fight a two-phase boss, Kurosa the Covetous. She does look pretty amazing. What do you guys think about this? That we're going to be getting this brand new champion that's going to be the dungeon boss, and not necessarily, you know, like so far we've done it for when we had the Alice in Wonderland event and when we had the Odin event as well too, right? So despite being a support champ in her base form, her abilities scale off of attack, which she fully utilizes in her alternate form as an attack nuker, and you guys are going to see her full kit in a minute. So during the fight, players are going to have to adapt their team in order to push through Kurosa's defense buffs in the base form. All right, so here is her base form. Is that we have her A1 is Surge of Chaos, which is an AoE, and it heals all allies. The value of the heal is proportional to this champion's attack. Anything for Siroth is her A2, which removes all debuffs from all allies. That does an increased attack and a shield's proportional to her attack. Running Ramp hits her A3, which is going to be a taunt with a fortify, and also places unkillable on all allies except her. So she's going to be this another really cool, like, unkillable type champion. Metamorph, so we already know that's going to be turning into her Super Saiyan form. And her passive is Collector of Pawns. So it says she receives 15% less damage for each ally alive. That's going to be the passive. And then the active passive is instantly transforms this champion into the alternate form whenever their last living ally is killed. So we do have, you know, we have the metamorphosis here that turns her into her alternate form. But part of the passive is she's automatically going to basically Super Saiyan form into this when the last living ally is killed. So when she's by herself, she will turn into this form. With Destroyer of All, it's an attack that hits 3 times. If this attack kills an enemy, deals pure damage to all other enemies. If the other enemies are not bosses or minions, the amount of pure damage dealt is equal to 30% of the initial target's max HP. If the other enemies are bosses or minions, the pure damage dealt is equal to 10%, and the attack cannot be a crit. So again, so she's going to be doing a lot more damage to players, you know, like PvP and such, or she would do a lot more damage to us in the dungeon versus if we were using her and she was, you know, attacking a boss or a minion. Icon of Havoc, also an AoE, is before attacking steals all buffs from allies, and targets whose attack is lower than this champion's attack cannot resist this. Also places a weaken, and targets whose attack is equal or lower cannot resist the effect. Ruthless Agent. There's a 50% shatter buff with a 30% increased crit rate buff. Also True Fear on all enemies. And then we have the Metamorphosis also gets an extra turn. And their passive in this form is going to be Vile Murderous. Deals 15% more damage for each dead ally. And each critical hit boosts this champion's turn meter by 10% for each dead ally. So again, remember here that she's automatically going to turn into her alternate form when she's the last living ally, or last living one, right? And then that also kicks in on her passive for her mythical form here with the Vile Murderous, meaning she's going to do more damage, which scales on the amount of each dead ally that there is. And the crit hit boosts also the turn meters. Now for her aura, it looks like ally attack in all battles by 35% for both of them, whether it's going to be her base or it's going to be her mythic form. So kind of cool, you know, we end up having this really, really neat new mythical champ that's added in. And going back, talking about this dungeon event that's going on. As you know, it's going to be the limited time pinpoint artifacts, but we're also going to be having, look at this set of relics. The designs are amazing. So as a part of this campaign, is there's going to be 8 exclusive theme relics. We're going to have rare, epic, legendary, and mythic. They're going to be introduced to the game, and they're going to belong to the event relic group. During the campaign, players are going to be able to obtain unique crafting materials for these relics. They look amazing. We should have more info about these relics soon. And this is actually what the event is going to be. So what the little teaser was, is it's going to be a collaborative type of event in which collective efforts of all players is going to be necessary to reach a shared goal. And as it said, more details are going to be shared soon. But this is the new event that is going to be coming. And so again, new dungeon boss. We have this new like Chaos Awakens kind of like Demonspawn events. And it strikes me very much like, I'm not sure how many of you guys play MMOs, for example, but like I love World of Warcraft. That shouldn't be a surprise for those of you guys that know me. And so this reminds me of like when there would be the, you know, the total like all world kind of events where you have to travel around and you have to work collectively with other people to fight off what's going on, right? So that's what kind of makes me think of something like this, is that, you know, we don't exactly know what the whole story is going to be, so I can't wait to dive into the lore of what's going on with this, but almost kind of like, you know, Sephiroth Awakens, because we have this Chaos Awakens, and basically all these demon spawns are coming back to wreak havoc, right? And we have this mythic Demonspawn who's also coming back, and she's kind of like the big baddie in this, right? So maybe she ends up being like Sephiroth's commander or lieutenant or something of this demon army that's trying to take over Teleria. And then it ends up being this dungeon again. We're used to the event dungeon, right? And we all have to collaboratively work on it. And probably, you know, I would think like as a clan, or maybe it's as all damage put together, you know, maybe, I'm not really sure. Drop me some comments down below what you think we could be doing with this. But it seems like that's kind of fun. I do like these ideas of like these collaborative events where it feels like you have to work together to basically, I don't defend the realm or something. I think that's kind of cool. Definitely something that could have been reached out of, you know, just like fantasy novels or something. So I think that's a neat idea. But I would love to know what you guys think of this brand new Mythical Demonspawn. You know, are you liking this idea of this Chaos Awakens event where we all have to work together to basically beat the event? I think that's kind of cool. Drop me some comments down below on what you think this could mean. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll bring you some more content, especially when this event goes live. Thanks for watching.